Our community tree was created at the Provincial Day on the 12th of October 21, as you see it here. In small groups, we created our common provincial tree, starting from the previously collected thoughts of each individual sister on individual components of the tree. So a large collage was put together into this common tree, with roots, trunk, a bark, leaves, fruits, dead branches, and new shots. Then we added to this tree so that it has become a more complete events from our life in the still German province, as you will hear now. We brought a photo of the original collage, which is here, where all the sisters were involved in its making.
So one group was working on the topic of the roots, and they brought together our roots are faith, truth, our prayer, our spirituality, and then also that we were so to say born in Augsburg to carry the presence of God into the world. And now today there are only 2 sisters living in St. Ursula in Augsburg. And also our roots, these are the sisters and foundresses who went to South Africa and to other countries. It's our root to observe God's word, carry it, and then pass it on.
Another group reflected on the trunk. Partly the trunk is rough, with the initial difficulties, sometimes smooth, where things have gone well. We live to proclaim the presence of God, and we live it as a mission from Augsburg to South Africa, to Schledorf, to other countries in Europe, and to South America. At best times, or the highest number of us as congregation was 1,000 sisters. Now we are 129. Of these sisters, 37 are in Germany, 25 in Schledorf, 6 in the old age home near Schledorf, and 6 in Munich. The trunk has its thick part and its thin part. We live a great diversity, and the trunk bears all our names. It stays for durability, the inner strength of each sister and of us all as congregation. Last year we did as a province, we made an outing to a place near Schledorf where there's a century-old linden tree. It has many centuries. It's a huge tree and it's famous. And we learned there that often the linden tree, the main stem, the main trunk is dying, but there are side trunks which are going on and growing growing high and bearing life. So this also was a nice symbol for us that sometimes something is dying, but other trunks are growing on. In Germany, many trees have died because of the bark beetle. But if the trunk of a tree is healthy, the bark beetle has no chance. So that's also an impulse for us, an inspiration for us. Try to be healthy, ask God for health, and do what we can to be healthy as community, as congregation. And therefore, important things to be a strong trunk is faithfulness to God, loyalty to community, and service to others.
In the group of the bark, they spoke about different barks: injured, strong, whole, mentally strong and physically weak, but strong in faith. Everything is there, from smooth to scaly. The trunk has different crusts. This means the difference in spirituality. Also the difference in Germany between Schledorf and Munich. Schledorf is more like a retirement home, and in Munich we have two communities. There are more active apostolates.
The next group is a group of the leaves. As you see, most have autumn leaves, but green vigor is also present. There are small and large leaves. Leaves being shed by new buds, and it depends, where am I looking at? Leaves produce nourishment with light, and this is our spiritual life and our guidelines. And part of the leaves are close together. They protect and support each other. Some leaves have gone their own way, and that shows the different spiritualities in our province. Leaves slowly fall off, one after the other. Sisters have died. We became smaller in number. Letting go was a big topic for us during the last years. All three communities had to let go. In Schledorf, we sold the big monastery. We built smaller houses for us. We had to let go of the infirmary where we were used to care for the sisters, that the sisters could live here, to care for the sisters who were frail and in her elderly years. And we had to let go the guest house. We had to let go Schorndorf. The community of Schorndorf was closed. A new community in Munich was formed, Azum community, and the Jetzt-Gemeinschaft in Munich had to let go the Johanneskolleg, and now they built a new community with the Steiler missionaries. We have sisters now in two old age homes.
We see now the fruit group. They have said, fruit, they say, or we see it, the secondary school continues. It's now in the hand of the diocese. Fruit were bared over generations, many generations, or Schledorf has seen many generations already. Many things live on in people's hearts. Good result, life work of all sisters. The fruits depends on the weather, good or bad fruit, tree needs care, fertilizing. Like in Schledorf also Bible reading and looking for a deeper faith. The small branches are fruit bearers, not the trunk. Life-giving liturgy with openness to new elements. So in Schledorf, it was lockdown. The Easter liturgy during lockdown in Schledorf were, they did the sisters their own, and they prepared their own liturgy. The women liturgy, Margit says. So the fruit is also the proven faith and the long experience in community life. Even also the apostolates, like district nursing, Bible courses, and Feldenkreis. They are still working in this apostolates in Schledorf.
The group which worked with the dead branches, a sort of our provincial guidelines left behind, because now we are a branch. We changed from province to branch. Also the sale of the monastery buildings to the social cooperative, the sale of the agriculture to an agricultural cooperative, and just now we are still in it. It's not finished yet, the selling of the lands. The communities which had to close were already mentioned: Schorndorf, the Johanneskolleg, the students' hostel, and also the second students' hostel, Maria Sternheim. Everything belongs together, from the roots to the dead branches. It's one line. We miss our dead sisters, but we also know that unless the grain of wheat falls into the earth, you know how it goes on. The sisters who died are Sister Aquina, Chrysologa, Wendelina, Martha, Sigmunda, Blanca, Salesia, Hanna, Lintrud, Regina, Reglindis, Adalberta, Teresa, Xaveria. In German we have a play with words, beendet oder vollendet. This is the question. Ended or fulfilled, ended or completed. We don't know it yet.
Now we come to the new shoots. inner longing that life awakens again and again, from letting go to new life giving. We look ahead and don't give up. We have 2 new communities in Munich. The Jetzt community, Now community, and the Ad Sum community. There were 2 new houses built in Schledorf. And through this external new building, it is also the new life has changed. We are much more close together, and life is much more according to the age of the people. We have got 2 nurses, a 24-hour nursing, 2 people who live with us, who care for the elderly sisters who need care. We have a networking on our ground. The one is called Vogeno. These are the people who live now in the big convent. And with Klostergut, there are the people who own the farm now. And it's a networking among us. We started it, and we hope after the Corona, when we can get together again, that we can come closer to each other and build up stronger networking. We still are in ministries, working with asylum seekers in Schledorf and in Munich, working in the homeless assistance in Munich, especially Francesca, working with children with special needs is Verena. And there is still sisters who do spiritual guidance, therapy, workshops, who give retreat, and we are active in media work. The newspapers and even the Bavarian television are very interested in how religious life is lived today, and especially because now all the difficulties in the church in Germany, there is another side. So the interest in religious life, and we respond to it. So we have, there's a big, how we can say it, a future cultural space monastery movement in Germany. It's a movement of how the old monasteries can come into new life. Not only the houses, but also the spirituality of our life, of the different congregations who are dying now in Germany. How the spirituality can be transformed into new life. There's a book Francesca will show part of the books which this networking shows. And this is future of space. I don't know how to translate it into English. Those who can. Yes, that the transformation. That word. Yes, the transformation of monastic life. And now we have since a good year we are working with Franz Josef on the project of our future, because we were aware that we have to look, and we wanted to look to our future now. And we looked in this project, just a few points. We looked at the needs of the sisters. We wrote our new statutes according to our life now. We look at the networking which goes on, and we looked at leadership. And on the 1st of July, a lady will start working with us. We employs her as a co-leadership for the community in Schledorf. It will be a new leadership team. And she also will be part of the new house leadership team. What was the former branch leadership team, thank you. That was the former provincial leadership team. So I think this is now the big overall. Thank you. And at the end, last but not least, we did not come with empty hands.